The more you stick to your standards and the more you stick to the boundaries that you set, is the more it reaffirms and confirms that you are in fact a woman of standard and high value. I'm not sure if I like this as this. It's a bit too dramatic. Or do I want to have it like this? Let's do this one. Hello my loves, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by, and if you're not, I so appreciate you for continuing this journey with me. In today's video, we're going to be talking about standards and boundaries, how to have standards and how to set boundaries. Now, before we begin, you need to understand what standards are, how to actually set standards, and how to set boundaries. Standards are your belief system. It's what you will not allow to come into your life. It's what you will not settle for. It's the bar that you have set for yourself and anyone that is around you to interact with you or to be a part of your life. So those are your standards. It's your belief systems, it's your foundation. Characteristics, I'm talking about behaviors, I'm talking about friendships, I'm talking about life in general, ways in which you do not want to fall below the mark. First, have to set standards by believing that you are worthy of them. And in order to believe that you're worthy of them, you have to have some sort of self-worth. I feel like people usually get to this point of self-worth after being so beaten down in life, after being so hurt, that they finally say enough is enough. And you don't need to get to that point where you finally start loving you and seeing your worth and believing that you want more for yourself. Now, one of my standards will be, this is me getting a little personal, I don't go to strip clubs. I'm not looking down on anyone that does go to a strip club. It's just not for me. And it not being for me does not mean that it's below me. It's just not for me. Another one of my standards is that I don't believe in going on a date for going on a date's sake. There has to be some sort of mutual grounds, some sort of connection before we go and sit and chat. I'm not into that. What's the return on my investment? And my investment is my time. I don't care for you ordering the food for me. I can do that for myself. What is it that it's not because you said let's go on a date means that we're gonna go on a date. I'm just not that type of person. That's not my standards. We have to have some sort of connection, some sort of belief. We have to actually be in alignment before I go on a date with you, and that's just me. Maybe that's why I'm still single. Okay, so you set these standards by believing in them, because if you don't believe in the standards that you are setting, nobody is going to respect your standards. And now that you have set the standards, it's now time to put them into practice. So let's say that one of your standards is not gossiping, and you are sitting around someone's one day and this person decides to gossip about whatever. You will now have to find a nice way, an amicable way of saying that you don't gossip. And you don't necessarily have to say you don't gossip to someone, because it can come off as rude. But you can find another way to change the conversation, change the direction of the conversation, in a way that this person knows that you're not into gossiping, but doesn't feel as though you are being mean and rude to them. So now that you have set the standards and you're putting them into place, you practice on them, and you also believe in it. So your standards, whenever you set them, is not for you to break them, because if you break your standards, you are not worthy of your own standards. Now, how do you protect these standards? Whenever you set them, you protect your standards by your boundaries, and your boundaries are for others to protect the standards that you have set, but they're also for you. I find that people feel that boundaries these days are you being mean to people, but it's not. It's a gentle way of letting people know that, hey, this is my standard, this is what I allow in my life, and if you love me enough, then you'll respect you respect that boundary, you respect the standard that I've set for myself, and you not go below them. So that's how you protect your standards. You protect your standards by having boundaries. This is a line that will not be crossed. One of the things for me for boundaries is you will not shout over me. You will not shout at me, you will not demean me, and you will not talk down to me. Now, if you do that, I'm going to let you know gently that I'm not for that. And if it is that you cannot talk to me gently, then we cannot have this conversation. No, I hate acting out of character. So if you make me act out of character because of my boundaries, because I'm protecting myself, then you're not going to make me feel uncomfortable, and I'm going to feel sad in myself because, hey, you just broke my boundary and you just disrespected my standards. And for me to protect my standards and still be in my character, I'm just going to let you know I will not have this conversation. And whether you find that offensive, that is on you, because I just told you that I do not like people shouting over me, and I like to have a gentle, soft conversation. Now, is that okay with you? And if it's not okay with you, I'm sorry, but I will not be shouting with you. Thank you. So now you protect your standards by having boundaries. Now, after you have done that, because this is not just a step-by-step thing in life where you feel like, oh, this is what's going to happen in life, and each time I say something, then this is the next step. No, that's just a common practice, that this is the way that you will set your boundaries, your standards, and your boundaries will protect them. The day you find yourself being disrespectful of your own standards and your boundaries, then you are not worthy of creating them, you're not worthy of setting them, you're not worthy of them, because you're telling yourself that, hey, I am not deserving of this standard that I've set. So people cannot be deserving of respecting them as well, because you yourself don't respect them. And one of the most attractive things you can find in someone is integrity. Someone who has character. Your integrity and your character goes hand in hand, because your integrity will set your character basically. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say, and you walk the talk. That's basically what your integrity is. So if it is that you say to someone that, hey, I don't go to fast food restaurants on the first date, and then someone brings you to a fast food restaurant on a first date because, hey, at least I'm going on a date. I've been single for so long, so at least I'm going on a date. For the remaining of that relationship, you'll always be letting your standards down, and you'll always be letting your boundaries slide. And the moment you find yourself doing that, no, you need to take a hold of yourself and say that, hey, is this what we want for ourselves? And if this is what we want for ourselves, then it doesn't make any sense we keep telling people that, hey, I want you to respect my boundaries. Once you find it within you to say no, it gets easier. It gets easier and it gets better. I find that whenever you say no, it builds confidence. Whenever you say no, not just no in general, but whenever you say no to things that don't serve you, no to things that are not aligned with who you are, it gets so much easier and it's so much better, and it builds you, because, hey, no, you realize that, hey, I am deserving of this. I am in fact deserving of this that I'm asking for, and I will not settle until it is met. So I like that. That's how you know that you're right on track, when you are able to say no to something that is not aligned with your belief system, with your standards that you have set for yourself, and you say no without having to go back on it, without having to have this tug of war with yourself, like, hey, should I do this, should I do it? It's not a part of who you are. It's not something that you want for yourself. So no. Recently, a millionaire reached out to me, and he wanted to see me, and he was like, I want to see you, come meet me. I was like, no. Why? You know, because you're pretty. And I'm like, okay. He's like, you're so mean. I'm like, that's okay. Anyway, let's not get all into that, because I'm respectful and I don't want to steer off course. But what I want for myself is a high value man, and you being wealthy does not make you a high value person. The way in which you speak to me and you treat me is, I don't even know why I entertained the conversation, but he wasn't being mean, but it's not for me, because the person that wants me is going to speak to me with a lot more respect, than come and meet me. And it's more like I want to get to know you, that kind of thing. And we'll take it from there. It's not, hey, you demanded me to come and meet you because you're a millionaire. Please. Anyway, so that's basically it. I don't want someone who's wealthy. I want someone who's wealthy in character, someone who's wealthy in heart. And those are my standards that I've set for myself, and that's okay if you don't meet them. Yeah. So now, once you've set these standards, it's your duty to uphold them. Let them be your guiding force for life. I want you to understand that your standards are not just for people, but it's for just your confidence in general. And you know, it's for keeping you safe emotionally and mentally. Your standards are not something that you should take for granted. I believe we should all have standards, high standards. And your standards that you set should be something that you are able to meet, right? And shouldn't be so unrealistic that you set something that you yourself can't even meet. Now, the boundaries that you set for these standards to protect them are also something that you are willing to uphold. And it's not just for others, it's also for you. Otherwise, you become hypocritical and you become a phony. You're fake. It's not cute to not mean what you say. It's not cute to be double-minded. It's not cute to, and the Bible actually speaks about this, someone who is two-way. You're either hot or you're cold. You're either 0 or 100. No, you're not sure. It's not good. You need to be sure about what it is that you want. It's a lot like this, that a lot of times in lives we get do-overs. We get resets in exams because we fail the lessons that were being taught. Let's say you had, sometimes people are attracted to disaster and toxicity, but let's say that all your relationships have been toxic, and it's as if you've taken nothing from them. The next one that you get, I guarantee, will also be toxic, because a lot of times it's also on you. It's the things that you are not allowing that is also a detriment to yourself and others. It's the things that you're not speaking up about, because closed mouths don't get fed. It's the things that you're allowing to just slide. And once you allow things to slide, people just walk all over you, and it's not cute. And it will never be cute to not stick to your own standards. Yeah. So let's stick to our standards, shall we? The words I really don't like to use is rejection. I don't really like to use the word rejection. I like to say it's just not in alignment, or it's not for you, or it's not at this time. So don't really feel high and mighty whenever you reject something that is not in your best interest. It doesn't say good about you and the standards that you have supposedly set for yourself, because standards are not something for you to look down on people. They're not, they're not ways for you to be mean. It's just to protect who you are and going forward in your life, and just to have a healthy relationship with yourself and a healthy relationship with people. You should use the let them theory, like Mel Robbins talk about. Let people do what people want to do, but you're just not going to accept it for you. It's not for you. Let them do that, whatever you want to do, because now you get to learn who people really are, but you're just not going to accept it. It's for you, it's not for me, and that's okay. We'll just go our separate ways. If people really want you in their lives, they will meet you at where you are. You must be mindful not to do the bare minimum for yourself. So if it is that you are big on oral hygiene, you should be also brushing your teeth and doing all the oral tactics that you need to do, that you expect your partner should be big on. If it is that that you like a tidy home, you should also be doing that. You shouldn't just expect that, oh, you put this down and it's also messy. You should also be upholding a lot of your practices that you expect people to also do. Otherwise, you have people on eggshells around you, and it is never cute to have people uncomfortable in your space. I really, when I started learning about boundaries is when I was like maybe 24, 25, and that was like in 2021, where my little cousins knew so much about boundaries, and they were setting things and they were letting you know that, hey, this is not what I want and this is not what I like. And I was like, whoa, I've never been able to say that. I've never been able to say that and think like that and talk like that. And I just started growing a lot more differently and just realizing that a lot of things in my life I've let slide because a lot of things I let in my life just slide because I didn't really respect me and I didn't know how to speak up for myself, and I was just really weak. So I've become a really assertive person right now, and I really don't take any nonsense from people. But anyways, about to start raining and there's lots of cars passing by, so I just want to thank you for watching me with this video today.